Slowing down is needed in life, no matter your stage or age, and yes, even with kids. Hi, my name is Katie and welcome back to another one of my videos. I love to talk about Jesus and the Bible, homemaking, baking, and anything creative. And today I'm going to be talking about how it's possible to live a slower, simpler life, especially with kids. Here are 7 tips to slow down and savor life a little bit more, even with kids, and you'll want to stick around for the last one. If this is the first video you're watching of me, I'm currently not at my house, and for those who have watched my last video, you'll be filled in on why. It's in between 6 and 7 a.m. right now, and I don't normally get up this early. And normally when I get up, my daughter also wakes up at the same time. But this morning I was able to get dressed and get ready and do my devotions as well. I like to start my day praying and then reading my Bible. And my daughter got up shortly after that, so I got her ready and then I put on some worship music and we went in the kitchen and she stayed with me while I put some dishes away from last night. So the first thing I want to talk about is comparison. I think it's very important to mention, in regards to slow living, not to compare yourself to someone who doesn't have kids, because their life and your life will always look different. It will always be noisier if you have kids, not because kids are a bad thing or that noise is a bad thing, but humans aren't quiet beings, and that's okay. So while you may not hear anything right now, my daughter is singing. She's playing with stuff, she's making beats and rhythms while I'm filming, and that's okay. The next one is gratitude and making simple things special. Every morning I make her cocoa, and I'm just having some myself as well. I'm about 18 weeks pregnant also. And I think life will feel differently depending on how you look at it. So there can be different things you do to appreciate where you are or what you're doing. Something simple like sitting outside and eating breakfast versus not sitting outside. Or sitting beside the window and looking out, not looking at your phone first thing in the morning, but going for a walk instead. Having honey in your tea instead of sugar, or lighting a candle while you shower and playing music. All these things are super simple, but they can make a huge difference. The next aspect is school, and this is a personal one for me. It doesn't have to apply to you because everybody is different, every child is different, and every family circumstance is different. So I personally can't see myself feeling or being relaxed with sending my daughter to school. It's so stressful for me. I've always disliked school myself and wanted to be homeschooled. But that's not for everyone, and every child and family is different, as I said before, and you have to do what works for you. Waking up early, rushing breakfast or not eating breakfast is not healthy. It's just not. I truly dislike that about school mornings, and I think it damages little children's health and causes problems for them later in life. And to program her to rush from so young is just not my cup of tea. I currently homeschool her, but she did go to school for like 2 months last year when she was 3, and she was always sick, always crying, and she didn't want to talk about school at all or what was happening. And I wasn't comfortable with that. So now I homeschool her. She's 4 years old now, and we don't do something very structured every day right now because we're all a bit unsettled. So I kind of just take it day by day. And you can watch my last video to hear why we're a bit unsettled. She knows a lot of things that other 4-year-olds don't, so I'm not really concerned about her in that way right now. Saying no is another aspect of slow living. It's hard to be slower when you have so many obligations, like ballet class and football and this and that, and then on top of normal, everyday life things like doing the dishes, making 3 meals a day, laundry, cleaning the house, going and getting groceries, sitting down and having 5 minutes for yourself. Cramming your schedule with so many things makes it hard to enjoy these things you're cramming your schedule with because there's no time to savor them, but you just have to kind of go to the next activity and try not to be late. And that can be very stressful.
There's some more beautiful flowers for you, Mommy.
And when it comes to food, there are so many options nowadays. There's so many unhealthy options that are also very cheap and easy to access, especially when we're running around doing so many things. There's no time to cook, and so we'll feel unhealthy eventually because we'll be eating unhealthy food, and it won't be fueling our body to even keep up with all the things that we're doing. Asking questions like, what's going to make my body feel its best, is a good place to start. From my own experience, I will still buy food that's not good for me, that's going to cause me pain, food that I'm allergic to, just because it's easier. But if you're like me and need to change your diet, but you don't know where to start, I created a gluten-free cookbook for beginners with lots of from-scratch gluten-free snacks and desserts that don't take much effort or time, and they still taste great. Having these staple recipes have helped me stay on track with my diet, fueling my body to feel its best so I can show up better every day. The link to the ebook is in the description. I use these recipes all the time throughout the week, whether that's to make breakfast or snacks or lunches, because that's just the way I have to eat to stay healthy. Going outside. I think being outside is extremely important, especially when you have children, because outside is very calming, and as a mother, you need calm or else you'll go crazy. And so I find whenever we're outside, I'm happier, she's happier, and if instead we were to watch a movie or look at my phone or use my iPad, it would just end badly. Just being outside and feeling the breeze, getting the sunlight on your skin, listening to the birds, it's so relaxing. Waking up early makes such a difference, even though you'll be more tired, but your day will just feel a lot better, especially if it starts off slower, being grateful, and then heading outside. And a bonus tip is if you can play in some kind of water, whether that be a bucket and toys, or if it's a hose, or a tiny blow-up pool, or maybe you can actually go to an actual pool, or if you live near the beach, you can take a trip to the beach. Water makes such a difference, and it's really calming. Letting go is also very important. I also try to kind of let her do what she wants. So if she wants to play in the dirt or not wear her shoes, I kind of just let that happen, because we are creatures, and we were not born with shoes on our feet, and it's okay to have dirt in between your toes, because the dirt will go away at some point. Just bathe your kids. And the last one is don't multitask or rush activities. I think being slower is healthier. I found myself trying to brush my teeth slowly because often I rush through things. I don't necessarily do things properly because I feel like I have so many things to do. And I just kind of skip around and do everything at the same time. But that's not good for your nervous system or your mental health or any type of health. We should always just be slower. And I think of in the Bible, Adam and Eve, even after the garden when it wasn't perfect, it was so much simpler. Sure, they didn't have a washing machine, but they also didn't have 100 pieces of clothes. So I think with modern technology, it kind of helps, but it doesn't really help. Because if you have a washing machine, then you can wash a lot of clothes at once, and then you might feel entitled to buy a lot more clothes. But with all of that, you have more clothes to fold, more clothes to iron, more clothes to put away, and then you even have the mental load of deciding what to wear. And while that kind of sounds a bit strange to you maybe, it does add up when you're trying to be slower and more intentional, because it kind of just clutters your mind. And then if you move into all the other aspects of all the apps on your phone or all the subscriptions that you have and all these things, when we're attached to so many things in all the different areas of our lives, we kind of get crowded, and it makes it hard to be present in the moment because our minds are always going about everything. Slowing down forces you to choose what you want to have time for and helps you realize what is actually important to you. And maybe that's spending more time with your family or enjoying a walk by yourself. But if we're always on the go, we won't be able to save our life. We don't always need more, and more doesn't make us happy. Choosing to see the beauty in what we already have can make a world of a difference. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, consider subscribing and liking this video, and share it with a friend you think this would encourage or help in any way. See you in my next video.